Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just wanted to go ahead and make another video here over another topic, a nice short video. And this topic is going to be Rhogam and pregnancy. Why is Rhogam important? What does it prevent? So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you need to understand before we move any further is that there's something called Rh factor that is involved in everyone's blood type. So you may hear someone's A positive, B negative. What does that mean? So the negative and the positive in relation to someone's blood factor, this refers to the Rh factor. And again, you can be positive or you can be negative. And I made a simple illustration to demonstrate this point. And then if you look here, you can see that if you have Rh positive blood, what that means is that your blood cells have this antigen that is not present if you are Rh negative. So Rh positive, you have the Rh antigen on your blood cells. Rh negative, you do not. Now let's go ahead and try to understand why this might be important clinically. All right, so here we go. So starting on the left side, if you take a look right here, what we have is our Rh negative pregnant female patient. And this is important because if a patient's Rh positive, you really don't need to pay attention to Rhogam or any of that. None of that really matters. It's if they're Rh negative. So say you have, again, an Rh negative patient. She's been either exposed to any type of Rh positive blood previously, whether that be in a transfusion or a prior pregnancy. So she's already been exposed once. This is the second exposure to Rh positive blood. This becomes a big issue, and I drew a few more little cartoon images down here to help you kind of understand this. So if you take a look right here, this is our Rh positive blood cell, and since the mother, if you remember, the mother was Rh negative, when she's exposed to that Rh positive blood, she will produce antibodies against these blue antigens, okay? And then here's the antibodies she's producing, or an illustration of that. So she's exposed to the Rh positive blood. She will produce antibodies that essentially don't recognize that antigen and they attack it. And why this could be a problem is that the antibodies she produces, as they attack those red blood cells with the Rh positive antigen, it leads to destruction and lysis. There's a sad face. Lysis of those red blood cells, which can release bilirubin. And essentially, if the woman's pregnant with an Rh positive baby, her antibodies attack that baby's Rh positive blood and lead to something called erythroblastosis fetalis, which is essentially a fatal illness of the newborn, which is a hemolytic disease. So the next question is, well, how do you prevent this? That's where our good friend Rhogam comes into place, okay? So same scenario here. Say that you have the Rh negative mother, and she's exposed to the Rh positive blood of the infant, but you give Rhogam. Rhogam essentially acts as a shield. So here's our Rhogam in green. Rhogam acts as a shield, so now when those antibodies attack, they don't recognize the antigen because it's essentially protected by that Rhogam. And this means everything is okay and everyone's happy, and then the mother can give birth to hopefully a healthy infant. And again, that is because that Rhogam is covering that antigen on that Rh positive blood so that the mother's own immune system won't recognize it, therefore won't attack it, therefore everything's good. So that is basically the simple explanation for what Rhogam is and why it's important and what you generally do. I took these guidelines from Up to Date, but you would give 300 mics IM at 28 weeks to help prevent that mother's immune system from attacking any Rh positive blood that she might come in contact with. So that's all for this video. I hope that was helpful.